exciting episode on ItsFuse TV. I'm your host, Emma Fadeka, and this week we are discussing one of the hottest topics trending in Ghana's entertainment industry. So the question on everyone's lips, has King Promise lost his touch with the Ghanaian community? And if so, how is this going to affect his chances of winning the Artist of the Year? Well, I'm not going to do this alone. I'm going to do it with NYB and OK Joseph. But before we dive in, a little bit background story of who King Promise is. He is an A-list artist in Ghana, and over the years, he has been giving us back-to-back hits and has possibly, he has done what to put Ghana's music scene on the international stages. But just recently, some industry voices, including MC Portfolio, are claiming that King Promise is losing touch with the Ghanaian audience, and this might possibly affect his chances of winning the Artist of the Year. Let's break it down. So, NYB. No. Okay, Joseph.
That's right.
Please tell us,
That's
is this another form of industry drama? Okay, Joseph, tell us, is this another form of industry drama, or there are more merits to this claim?
Okay, so now let's look at 2024, the year under review, and let's look at King Promise's focus. 2024, King Promise wasn't really focused on the Ghanaian community.
Yeah.
Himself and his team were focused on building a particular brand internationally, which is good. I'm not saying it's not good. They were looking at establishing his brand outside the country, and so they were doing more of international tours. They were playing more of international shows, and they didn't really, even though in December they played a couple of shows, but looking at the year, they didn't really play shows like that in Ghana. But when we look at a particular King Paluta, who was compared to King Promise, the two KPs in the system, King Paluta had some of the big songs in the country, which everybody in the country was jamming to. Almost everybody was jamming to. From all the songs he released were bangers in the country. Exactly. So he actually appealed, if you look at between the two artists who actually appealed to the local audience, I would say King Paluta appealed more to the local audience, because at a point in time, politicians were using his songs for campaigns. The two big political parties in the country were using his songs for political their campaigns. So he was playing MPP, he was playing NDC. All right, but King Promise was lost during that season, until, as usual, there were shows in December where he had friends in there, and so Mr. Easy cannot pull up a show and not see King Promise on the show. Baba Zadik cannot pull up a show and not see King Promise on the show. So all these big names, have ties with King Promise, and definitely he's going to show up on the show.
The first Ghanaian musician to even perform in Asia. Like who? Anyways, NYB. Let's look at the category definition for the Artist of the Year from the board. So they said Artist of the Year is the artists adjoined by the Academy, board, and the general public as the artist with the highest audience appeal and popularity in the year under review. The artist must have released a hit single or an EP or an album, and must be one of the artists with the highest nominations in the year under review. So do you think this is actually going to affect his chances, of winning the Artist of the Year?
Well, no, I've listened to the arguments, and honestly, they are not based on any factual backing. I think every comment made, including what OK Joseph has done right next to me, it's emotional. It's just emotional baladash.
It's not emotional.
Emotional baladash. Nothing concrete.
Okay.
Yes, especially from Portfolio. And Portfolio is a brother. I like Portfolio. We vibe. But I think I need to put him in his place, because as a wedding MC, for you to come out and say this baseless facts, I'm surprised. Because Portfolio cannot tell me the weddings he attended, they did not play a King Promise song. He can't tell me that. So if they pay his whole metrics, because Portfolio has not been to the 16 regions of this country.
I'm not sure.
He has probably played in 3 places. Ashanti region, Greater Accra, maybe we get one be
Eastern region.
on the side be. He hasn't been to the north, upper east, upper west.
No, I doubt.
Do you understand? So what he said was based on emotion because he already said it. He's biased to King Paluta. And anything you say or do will not change his mind.
Okay.
Luckily, we have facts.
Okay.
Now, you're talking about Ken Promise not playing local shows. That is false. First of all, Ken Promise has not been the artist who plays a lot of shows outside of Greater Accra. There are different factors to it. Sound or even fees. You get it? Not everybody can afford his fees.
Yeah.
That's the first one.
Yeah.
2024, Ken Promise was more local than all his previous years.
Okay.
You know he did a homo show in Ungwa?
Yeah.
You know he doesn't do it.
No,
he did it last year.
Yeah, he did it last
You know
year.
he played at Beckham.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yes. You know he played at Caravaganza.
Oh, that's why.
No,
Wait, hold on.
Yes, yes. Yeah, yes.
Yes. Yes.
Do you know he was in Wasa?
He's not away.
You are not aware.
I'm aware.
Yeah, where he was in
Yeah,
Wasa.
I'm aware.
Yes.
Okay.
So how can you tell me Ken Promise has lost local touch when he's playing shows like Wasa? He is in touch. In fact, are you trying to tell me that Terminator was not played across board?
It was a TikTok hit.
And who are those on TikTok? There's those on TikTok
Yeah,
and not those
on
on
TikTok.
TikTok. They're not those in Accra.
Of course.
Your biggest TikTokers are those from Kumasi, just so you get it. Let's talk about favorite story. One of the biggest songs in 2024.
I didn't even hear that song.
You didn't hear that song. You don't hear too. You don't hear too.
I'm being honest.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I didn't hear the song.
That's why I'm saying you don't hear too.
Because it wasn't like a hit in our community. So
You know, that's why you not hear. Here they you not hear. But those in those regions,
They did.
they heard it.
Yeah.
like in Wasa,
They sing
in the Ashanti region,
they sing it word for word.
they would sing because they have one of their biggest on it Saturday. So that is why they will.
But I thought you said you didn't hear.
No, I didn't, but I know there was
You
there was
see?
Saturday on there.
Now he has justified the fact.
Yes, he did.
I saw the artwork. I know there was Saturday on it.
Okay.
Now let's talk about Paluta. Paluta too is an artist who is dear to my heart. And yes, he's been playing shows. But let's not forget geographical location.
Okay.
He's from an area where it's connected to other smaller towns across board. But tell me, give me like 3 major shows. If I'm saying major shows, you know what I'm trying to
She
say.
was on political shows, major.
No, those are political shows.
But it's major. He made it.
They are no major shows. Those are no major shows. Those are political platforms.
Political, yeah.
And not every artist wants to be associated with politics.
Politics, yeah.
Do
Definitely.
you think Kim Promise was not approached?
No.
Do you think he was not approached?
No,
He was
wasn't.
approached.
He was.
He
I'm
was
sure he
approached.
You
was.
know he was.
I'm
He
telling
was.
you, he was
He
approached.
wasn't.
But it's not
He
something
was.
that is on their books.
He wasn't.
Because
He was focused on international shows.
It's not focused on international. He was focused on his career because we
Yeah.
all saw what nearly happened to King Paluta. Some of us had to jump in and tell people off because he was a performer.
Yeah.
Not everybody wants to be associated with those kind of
Of
titles.
politics,
You
yeah.
get it? So you can't even mention 3 big shows, like major shows. If I say mention, can you mention? Was he on Afro Future?
No.
He was not on Afro Future. In fact, King Paluta knows himself that he has yet to be on like a solidly produced event locally. You get me? But because of geographical location from the Ashanti region, he's able to connect with other places, especially Abono areas and things. Like if it was 2 years ago, do you think Ken Promise will play Waza? You won't. But he has come to understand that you have to play ball, especially if you want accolades of like Artist of the Year and the rest. You need to appeal to a wider audience. And he has appealed to a wider audience. So that's why I'm saying it is factless, it was baseless, it was based on emotional thoughts. It was not based on any facts and figures. To say Ken Promise has lost touch with the local base. That is false. And that narrative being pushed by Portfolio is deadly. And I don't think we should entertain it.
To whose career?
No, to the music industry, because when we are having conversations and you bring emotional side, you are derailing the advancement that we are making. Do you understand me? Like last year, he tapped into the Stonebwoy trend. Yeah. Stonebwoy was on that trajectory. Nobody could have stopped it. So saying something for him, it's fact.
Yeah.
But this year, he has come out himself say he's being biased. It's not fair to KP. And I know the agenda began even before this time. Okay. Because I went to Kumasi, I went for a show with Slim and then Portfolio. And that's where they were discussing the agenda. Okay. You get it? But we do not push an agenda by trying to undervalue the input of the other person. Okay. Kim Promise has worked hard. He has worked hardest. Okay. Because to even be able to penetrate into the Asian market and be able to do those shows, it's mind-blowing. You get me? So we shouldn't entertain such conversations. Okay. KP is in touch with Ghana. Isn't he in touch with you? Yes. And he knows the song, but he won't admit it.
Okay, so a follow-up question. Okay, Joseph. So what do you think King Promise can do to reconnect with the Ghanaian audience before the awards? Oh. If you are saying, he wasn't locally heard of, yeah.
Honestly, I think that, he should, aside his promised land he does in the country, I think that he should play more shows locally, because you don't like NYB, not for free. Okay. I'm not saying for free. He should be paid because that is his work.
So what if they can't?
He should
what if they can't pay him?
He should accept more deals, because we know that. So you mean that if Stonebwoy is playing a show in like Kumasi, they couldn't pay?
You see,
they can pay, and so it is about accepting the offers and about their projection for the year. Okay. I believe that last year his projection was not to do more of Ghana. He wanted to do the Asia and the Europe tours, but I think that going forward, he should look at the community where...
Okay, so NYB, 30 seconds. Based on the category definition, right? Between King Paluta and King Promise, the KP, who do you think is going for the Artist of the Year?
The KPs.
I don't think it's full. I think it's something that has been said, looking at the highest audience appeal, having hit track. Like, they all have an equal opportunity to win because they forward, even including Stonebwoy. Okay. They all have the opportunity to win. Whoever wants it the best would push to get it.
Like Stonebwoy.
Like if he wants and he gets the votes, why not? But for me, I believe that King Promise deserves to be rewarded for all the work that he's put in. I think he's been consistent over the past few years, and he has worked enough to edge out the rest of the competition to end the slot as an Artist of the Year. And I believe it will be a befitting win for someone who, not just locally, has also gone outside and broadened his wings and done stuff. He was even at the Grammys connecting and all. So that's the thing. I think it will be a befitting reward for all the hard work that he's put in over the years. You get me? Okay. But whoever wins, KP deserves it. The other KP deserves it.
With me, I think King Paluta doesn't deserve Artist of the Year.
So King Promise is for you. You are choosing King Promise?
No. You know my stand, and it doesn't change.
Stonebwoy, I know, yes. And so, you is...
But between King Promise and King Paluta, I'll always go for King Promise.
Deep down, King Paluta. No, deep down. Okay. He knows it's a KP, yeah. I can promise, yeah. But as a lawyer, BHIM Nation.
No.
He's stuck with the old ways.
We are having conversations around King Paluta and King Promise. And I am saying that I would choose King Promise over King Paluta because of the hard work King Promise has done. You understand? I am not saying King Paluta has not worked. He worked, but I won't choose him over because see, consistency is key, and King Promise has proven that, and so I will choose him over King Paluta. But it doesn't mean that if you put King Promise and Stonebwoy on a scale, I'll go for King Promise. I'll go for Stonebwoy because I know what he has done. And I know why he deserves Artist of the Year. Okay. Obi Kocha say 4 times in a row. Okay. Not the South Council into Manka. but my count, man.
I say, there's no need for me to buy.
But I think Stonebwoy Artist of the Year.
But you see the way he's in here. It was on this same show. The last time we discussed this, he said this can promise. Stonebwoy. Yeah. So right now, I don't know. Maybe they went for a fan meeting, and the agenda has started.
No. You see, what I'm saying is it's been difficult to understand. We're having a conversation. And I said that I believe Kim Promise has worked hard. Okay. I won't undermine him. I won't say that because I'm a BHIM native or I suppose Stonebwoy, I should undermine what Kim Promise has done. No. For an artist to go and play in Asia, Charlie, it's not a small feat. It's not something you can just stand up and do. He has worked. But for me, comparing Stonebwoy and Kim Promise with work done, I think Stonebwoy should win Artist of the Year. That is exactly what I'm saying.
Okay. So you know why he's so fixated on the Asia bit? Because you have an artist whose views like 1 million is from India, but he has never played a show in India. So for someone whose 1 million is not from India, but goes on a whole tour.
On a whole tour.
Thailand, Singapore.
Because he wants to tap in. He has seen that there's a fan base that he can tap in.
So the 1 million views now.
And I'm saying, and I'm saying, you call home 1 million. For you, you say round man.
You see what happened?
I also want to say you better do 5 million. Bro.
For India.
Okay, so that's a wrap for today's episode.